but it will take some time to develop it. There'll be people from Dallas Police Department, Dallas Fire and Rescue. There'll be experts on cell phone mapping, cell phone extraction. You'll see financial records. You'll hear from the FBI. You're going to hear from the ATF. You're going to hear from Ms. Noble. And what I want you to remember was yesterday, from those of you that had MURD3R yesterday, 2 days ago, for those of you who had it 2 days ago, was I want you to remember that puzzle that Ms. Biggins put up and talked about the pieces. And I think it's important. I don't typically like to use that example, but in this case, more than any other, I think it's important. Because you're going to hear a lot of evidence that at the moment might not make sense to you. And that's okay. Just know that if it's being brought forward, it's being brought forward for a reason. So over the next week, week and a half, know that every piece we bring, every witness, it will tie in at the end. And I'm just asking that you be patient with us and know that we have a lot to get through in the years that came before this and the investigation that took place in November of 2020 and the following investigation afterwards. You will have no doubt that it was the defendant that day. And that after he killed Melvin Noble, Bubba, he went and burned up his clothes. A week later, he tries to get out of town. And you're going to hear from him on a call where he talks about just being paid $20,000. And ultimately, when he speaks to Detective Barnes, who's a task force officer with the ATF, and he sits down with Mr. White, you're going to hear that unprovoked, when asked about why does he think Melvin Noble was killed, he's going to bring up Yellow BZ and the beef. Because he knows. Now, he will distance himself from his involvement, but you're going to see text messages. You're going to see videos. You're going to see interviews. When we talk about those pieces of the puzzle, and as you put them together, as this all comes together, there's going to be only one just verdict. And I want you to remember those questions about who would you hire? Why would you hire them? And when you watch some of these videos, who would do and act like this? And what would cause a person to do this in broad daylight with no regard for anybody else on that highway and who else they may injure? At the end of this, we're going to ask that you return the only just verdict in this case. That's a verdict guilty on capital murder. Thank you.
Thank you. Does the defense wish to make an opening statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
May it please the court. Counsel. If there is one thing that we can agree on, it's that no one likes to be used. No one likes to be misled. And the evidence that the state is going to present to you is going to have you, the jurors, making leaps of faith. But I submit to you that this is not a church, this is a courtroom, and the law demands evidence. You're going to see that the state's case is riddled with speculations, assumptions, and flawed conclusions. Now, in MURD3R, we talked to you a lot about beyond a reasonable doubt. That's the state's burden. They bought the indictment, they have to prove it. It's their capital murder case that is on trial. What are they going to be able to prove to you? It is not for you to use your imagination to help bridge the gap of their evidence. It is for you to demand that they bring you the evidence and close the gaps for you. Now you're going to hear, and I agree with the state, you're going to hear lots of information. But amassing information does not mean that the state has proven its case. You're going to hear about videos, social media, associations, friendships, rivalries, enemies. You're going to hear about rap lyrics, cars. I submit to you, you're going to hear a lot of information. But that doesn't mean the state has proven this case. This feud goes back to 2017. And Melvin Noble, who was the decedent, was initially the instigator of this feud. And you're going to hear information or evidence that he was upset that he was not included in a song called Six Pick that other local rappers from Dallas was included in. And this is how it all gets started. And you're going to hear that Melvin Noble had many people that didn't like him. And based on his rap lyrics, you're going to hear that he had many people that he antagonized. And just like the state said, Trapper Freddie was one of them. You're also going to hear, ladies and gentlemen, about credible witnesses. We talked about that. You're going to hear some personal witnesses that it's going to be incumbent that you use your independent judgment, because each of you independently have to decide the facts of this case. And I want you to question your motivations. What do they have to gain? What do they have to lose? Because that's going to be highly important here. You're also going to hear, and I want to spend a little bit of time on Detective Barnes. He's the lead investigator on this case. And he's going to tell you that he's been looking into this because there's been several shootings and several homicides connected to the Dallas rap scene. And he had a lot of unsolved murders related to this case on his desk. The problem with that is that as he started to amass this accumulation of evidence, this 20 terabytes, this shift in his investigation of evidence will show, stopped being what is the evidence prove, and it started being the statement, let me make all this evidence fit into my theory. And that's where you come in. That's where they want you to come in. To make the untethered, disconnected, and flawed conclusions connect for them. They want you to speculate and make assumptions. But every time you speculate, remember we talked about the presumption of innocence? That erodes Mr. Wright's presumption of innocence every time you speculate. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to hear a lot about this case. We ask that you keep an open mind. We ask that you always think of this presumption of innocence. We ask that if every time you speculate, say, what is the state trying to prove to me, and what is it really inferring? What do they want me to infer? What does the evidence really show? Because that's important here. Because they're going to want you to interpret rap lyrics from years before. They're going to want you to interpret phone conversations. They're going to say that associations just by meeting up is a connection. Simple things. People who have known each other since high school, years, just because they met up one day. That's going to be indicative of something that related to this capital murder. You will see that all the evidence, whether it's the text messages, photographs, phone calls, communications, meetups, associations, in their eyes, their theory has become totally focused, and everything in Detective Barnes' eyes and in the state's eyes has now confirmed that a capital murder has come, and this is why we're here. But we ask you not to let them do that. Not to let them speculate, not to let them use this untethered information. After you hear all the evidence, and I submit you'll probably be here 2 weeks, we're going to stand before you and we're going to ask that you find Mr. White not guilty of capital murder. Because the state will not be able to prove this case with credible, reliable, and trustworthy evidence that anyone, Marquise Conway, specifically that's named in the indictment, gave Kewon White payment or promise to payment or promise for payment for Melvin Noble's death. And all the evidence that the state has is mere speculation, assumptions, and flawed conclusions for remuneration. We're going to ask you to find out. Thank you.
Thank you. Does either side wish to invoke the rule?
Yes, Your Honor, the defense would invoke the rule at this time.
Okay. All right, both sides are instructed to tell their witnesses, both their witnesses on the list, potential witnesses, not to remain in the courtroom while testimony is going on, and not to discuss each other's testimony with anybody. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Is the state ready to call the first witness?
Yes, Your Honor. State will call Ms. Nicole Noble.
Yes, sir. Would you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. Thank you. State may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. You nervous? Okay. Would you mind just introducing yourself to this jury and spelling your name to the court reporter?
My name is Nicole Noble, that's Nichole, last name Noble. I am the mother of Melvin Noble.
You need to take a second. I know. Why are you nervous this morning?
This has been a long time coming.
And again, if you need to take a break, compose yourself. That's perfectly fine. And I just want to kind of start with some of the basics. Where are you from?
We're from McKinney, Texas.
And when you say we're from McKinney, Texas, how many, do you have a husband? Are you married? Been married? Do you have kids? Tell me a little bit about your family.
I have an ex-husband,
Okay.
Melvin's dad, but I am the mother of two. I have two boys. Melvin was my oldest. I also have a youngest son that's still with us,
And what's his name?
Corey Simpson.
And as far as your ex, I'm not trying to bring that up, but what was his name?
Melvin Sr., Melvin Noble Sr.
Okay, and so Melvin, who we're going to be talking about during this trial, he was a junior.
Yes.
What was Melvin's birthday?
He was born May 31st, 1992.
And I know I've been referring to him as Melvin Noble, and I said MO3, but what did you call him as his mother?
I call him the Melvin, but the whole family, he's Bubba. He's Uncle Bubba, he's Bubba to the family, but he's Lil Melvin to me forever.
And just, if you wouldn't mind, I know this church heard a little bit just from opening statements about what he did professionally, but can you tell us a little bit about how Melvin got into rap? How did that career take off? Like, when did he begin rapping or singing?
I would say he was born into music, so he's been singing all his life. He could hold 2-part harmonies at the age of 2, but rapping, I would say maybe about 7, 8. I can remember him writing his first rap on an Easter program. We used to have Easter programs, so he wrote his first rap on the Easter program.
And when you say on the Easter program, that was at the church?
At the church.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes, your name.
Now, Ms. Noble, in the past few years that you and I have gotten to know each other, I asked for you to provide me with some photos, and I appreciate you provided me quite a few, and I appreciate that. But States Exhibit 1, States Exhibit number 2, and States Exhibit 3. Are those photos that you provided to me?
Yes.
And those are kind of the ones we picked out to kind of discuss your son. All right, State would offer States Exhibit number 1, 2, and 3 previously tendered to the Defense Council for inspection, but tendering again.
There's no objection, Your Honor.
State Exhibits 1, 2, and 3 are admitted for all purposes.
All right, Ms. Miller, I want to start with number 2. I kind of went back and forth for a little while. If you wouldn't mind, I know there was a story behind States Exhibit 2. Can you tell the jury just a little bit about States Exhibit number 2?
This photo was the last photo of my birthday when I was 48, so that's why that one meant so much, because he sent me on a trip to Vegas, and that was our picture before I got on the plane.
You came
And
to
that
the
was
airport.
that was my last birthday with him.
And what year was that photo taken?
In 2019.
So this was not too far before the time when he was actually murdered, correct?
Well, that was December 2019.
So the next year, the following year.
The following year, it was my birthday. He didn't make it to my birthday the following year.
Gotcha. And Your Honor, permission to publish States Exhibits 1, 2, and 3. If I forgot, I apologize.
You may.
Thank you.
Shout out to y'all, fam. MO3 look just like his mama. I'm gonna be quiet. Let's go.
So look all the way up there. When was this photo taken?
That one was taken in 2019 as well, of him and the kids. That was 2019 as well.
And are these his babies?
Those are his kids.
Okay. And just, if you wouldn't mind, would you mind sharing who they are?
The boy that's Trey Minette, that's his oldest. This is Malaysia Nicole, that's the next one, and the baby is Malia Nicole.
So Malaysia on the far left.
Yes.
Okay. And how old are they now?
They are 7, 8, and 9.
Can you just kind of let the jury know just a little bit about Melvin or Bubba, just not the star rapper. What would you like to know, or the jury to know about him as a person?
Well, he was a family man. He loved his family. He loved his mama. I know that. But he was Lil Melvin and Bubba to us. It was never MO3 at home, because it wasn't about rap at home. It was always, like I said, Bubba. He loved to make the family laugh. He was gonna be the clown. He was always our entertainment. He could turn any kind of day. I mean, we could be having a bad day. He gonna make it good. And he was just my baby. He was my baby. It was, no, I never referred to him as MO3 till after he died, and he's still a Melvin, but he was never that at home. He liked to play Connect Four. He liked to sing. We did all of that at home. Like I said, he was our entertainment. Every holiday, every family gathering, it's gonna be him.
And so he began his love of music at an early age,
As a baby,
and sang in the church.
yes.
In fact, you still sing in the church, is that right?
I was a choir director, and so my kids, when nobody else wanted to sing, my kids had to sing and have a choice.
And as he got older, is that when he found a love and a passion for rapping?
Like I say, he always did it. He always did the music. He just, I gotta say, saw fit for him to, what I say, make it, because, you know, everybody around us wanted to rap and sing, and he made it. That's, in our eyes, he made it.
And your ex-husband, Melvin Sr., both of y'all sang, is that fair?
Yes.
So in State's Exhibit number 3, is this a photo of your son, Melvin Noble, performing?
Yes.
And the name MO3, I know a lot of people pronounce it wrong, or say it wrong, or spell it wrong, but where does MO3 come from?
His dad used to be called Triple L Cool Bell. And
Triple L Cool Melvin.
LaMelvin took his name. That's all I can tell him. I told him all the time, you took your daddy's name. So he said he's a Mo of 3. So his daddy was already called 3. So he went from Lil 3 to he's Mo 3.
And that stuck. I mean, that was
Yes.
until his last day on earth. And now, October of 2020, I'm sure the jury remembers, but we were in the middle of a worldwide pandemic. But was he still traveling a bunch and still performing and recording and everything?
That I know that he was.
Okay. And Your Honor, may I approach? Information to move about freely throughout the testimony.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm going to share what's been marked as State's Exhibit 998. That's previously been admitted for record purposes. Just a calendar of the months of October 2020, November 2020, and December 2020. Do you remember this time period of those dates? And you remember this year?
I remember it.
State would offer State's Exhibit 998, previously tendered to defense for all purposes.
May I just review that? I'm sorry. It's just no objection.
All right, State's Exhibit 998 is admitted for all purposes.
And Your Honor, State would offer State's Exhibit 999 for demonstrative purposes only.
And what is 999?
It's the same calendar that's on 998, just,
Just a bigger?
Yes,
version?
correct.
Okay.
And there appears to be things on there that maybe can be removed at some point, so it's not just blank. I don't know what's under there.
there's nothing under there. That's all correct.
Okay. All right, then I don't have objection to 999.
All right, State's Exhibit 999 is admitted for demonstrative purposes.
Now, back in November of 2020, yeah, I'm just showing you a smaller photo here of State's Exhibit 2 that we've already published. Do you see that? I'm going to put that over here on State's Exhibit 999. Just a smaller picture for now of the family.
Yeah, Your Honor, I'm so sorry. Can we just scoot it back so that we can see what's being placed on there?
Will the jury be able to see what's on it from that far back? Okay. You can scoot it back a little bit. The jury
Scoot it.
says they'll be able to see.
And the full-size photo is already in evidence, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Mr. White cannot see the board.
Are you able to fit it over there by the door?
I'll try. For now, Your Honor, I think that'll work.
Okay. Can the jury see that? Okay, good.
Excellent. Now, you find out, or when did you learn that your son had been killed?
Well, my baby boy called me. He called me and told me that he had been shot. I then went to the hospital, and after being there about 2 hours, they came and told me that he didn't make it.
November 11th of 2020.
November 11th, 2020.
Sorry. And so approximately what time did you?
It was about, I'd say about 11, maybe about between 11:45 and 12 noon.
Okay. And just again, what had you learned at that moment? Did you know if he was alive or?
No. When I got the call, no, I didn't know.
Okay. And when you received this call, where did you go?
I went to, I think we were at the Methodist Hospital here in Dallas.
And when you arrived there, was there anybody else there with you?
I came by myself, but the hospital was full of people. But yeah, I was there. I went by myself, but the hospital was full of people already.
Okay. When you say full of people because he had been shot?
Yes.
Okay. And when you arrived at the hospital, were you able to go back and see him, or what happened when you first
When
arrived?
I first got to the hospital, I went in, I asked for him. They put me in a room. They told me to wait on the doctor. So I was waiting on the doctor. And like I said, it forever about 2 hours. And when the detectives and everybody came back, then they came in to tell me that he didn't make it.
And was that a couple hours after?
That was a couple of hours after I got there. I had been there a couple of hours.
Now, on November 11th, when you got that call, were you surprised that he was even in town, or did you know if he was in town or out of town?
I knew he was coming back that day. He had left. He told me he was going to California. He left, and I knew he was coming back that day, but I didn't know he was already back.
And when you say already back, did you later find out that he actually came back in town on November 10th?
Yes, after he died.
After he died. Leading up to November 11th, had you ever had any concerns about his safety or anything like that?
I didn't like that because I didn't know, I'm old, so I'm not listening to rap. And so I didn't know, again, when he's at home with us, he's not the rapper. He's not MO3 the rapper. He's LaMelvin. He Bubba. So we didn't have to worry about none of that at home.
And I know you've heard a lot that's gone on in the years since. Is that fair?
Yes.
But as a mother, that wasn't something that you were privy to or knew about?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Ms. Noble, I know it's been almost 6 years. And before I go through this last exhibit, is there just anything that I've forgotten to ask you that you think is important for me to ask you about what took place in those days and what you remember from the 11th of this period? Just know.
And I apologize, Your Honor, I'm going to just object to that as this is question and answer and not narrative.
Sustained.
And just a reminder, how old was your son in 2020?
He was 28.
And how old were his children?
They were 1, 2, and 3.
Ms. Noble, give a,
Your Honor, may we approach briefly?
Fisherman.
thank you, Your Honor, may I proceed? Now, Ms. Noble, you have a support group here with you. Is that part of your family?
Yes.
Who all is here with you here in the courtroom?
My brothers, my sister-in-law, my nephew, my friends.
And when we met the other day, or a couple weeks ago, I guess, you'd had some questions about the murder itself and how his body was. Is that fair?
Yes.
And you wanted to see a couple things just to get a better understanding of how he was shot. Is that fair?
Yes.
Now I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 4. You've previously seen it, and I'm just going to show it to you just briefly. And is that your son?
Yes.
And that was after he passed?
Yes.
Would you describe State's Exhibit 4 for the record?
Yes, Your Honor. State's Exhibit number 4, the State would offer State's Exhibit number 4 for all purposes, which is the living photo, or the identification photo, excuse me, not live photo, identification photo after Mr. Noble had passed, that was taken at Swiss.
Any objections?
The defense stipulates to the photo.
State's Exhibit number 4 is admitted.
Permission to publish.
You may.
Thank you. And Your Honor, I'll be publishing that through the medical examiner to testify later.
That's fine, later on.
Yes, Your Honor. Not with Ms. Noble on the stand. All right. Thank you, Ms. Noble. Last words.
All right, defense.
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Noble. My name is Bree West. I'm going to just ask you a few questions. If there's anything that I ask you that you don't understand or is confusing, just ask me to rephrase it or repeat it. Is that okay? Okay. So Melvin Noble is your son.
Yes.
And he, obviously you guys were very close, it sounds like. Is that right?
Yes.
Clearly, you loved him. You talked about all the different family things that you did at home. Is that right?
Yes.
And how he would spend time with you and at your home and play games and things like that. Is that right?
Yes.
And then I also heard you say that Melvin was a different person when he was at home. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, yes.
Yes, he was your son when he was at home. Is that right? Yes. And in fact, you said that you never even called him MO3. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
And you didn't like none of the MO3 persona was inside of your home.
Right.
And therefore, you didn't have any information about things that may have been going on as it relates to the persona MO3. Is that fair?
Well, I mean, as far as when you're saying anything going on, beef, no. Now, we did listen to some of his music. At home,
Sure, I mean,
so, you know,
you're-
we have a.
you're gonna be supportive.
Allow us to
Yes.
finish the answering. Go ahead.
Yes, I mean, we did, like I said, so you're saying not knowing anything about the MO3. Yes, we
And-
listened to his music at
And let me
but
pause.
not like,
Let me stop you just 1 second. I think that I
Miss Noble wasn't listening to 219 in Mexico. She was listening to Broken Love.
and that you would have bought his music, listened to his music, you know, all of the things. Is that right? Okay. I'm talking about MO3, the performer and the persona. That person what I understood you to say wasn't somebody that you spent time with. Is that right? You spent time
Because
with...
he wasn't rapping at home with us.
Right.
He wasn't at home.
Miss Noble wasn't listening to I Am the Truth. She was listening to And I.
With me, the MO3, the rapper, was a persona that he put out into the world.
Yes.
And that he did, he grew that persona on social media. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
And that he grew it through performing and sort of online. Is that fair?
Yes.
And that because that persona was separate from you, you didn't necessarily know a lot of the things that the persona had going on. Is that fair?
Yes.
In terms of any, sort of any issues that the persona, MO3, had going on. Is that fair?
Yes. Correct.
For example, were you aware?
I'm going to object. She said she had no awareness of the persona or anything going on with the persona. So I think going into 4 examples of them, she said she doesn't. She's already answered it.
And I just want to make sure that because it's such a generalized question, I just want to clarify whether or not there's any information that she does in fact know.
Let's tailor it down to what she does know.
Specifically.
Okay.
So you perhaps didn't know about the issues or the problems or the instigation or whatever it is that MO3, the artist, had. Is that what I heard you say?
Correct.
Okay. But you are aware that there was some conflict and some tension between him and his manager, Rainwater. Is that right?
I don't know what you're talking about right there.
Okay.
What you mean?
That there were issues between him and his manager, Rainwater, that have extended into issues that you have with his ex-manager, Rainwater.
I'm going to object for relevance, Your Honor.
Because I'm clear.
I don't know how this is relevant at all to anything Harvard.
Can we approach briefly?
You may.
They've approached the bench. Shout out to everybody watching. Most aggravated chat in the game, most appreciated chat in the world. Thank y'all for rocking out with the Illuminati Network. This is day 1 officially. The Kewon White MO3 murder trial. I see everybody in the comments. I thank y'all. Ma James, Mr. Wall, Excellent Mill, Shady Sage, OGG, Mr. 610G, ID1 Kenobi. All right, guys, it looks like they're about to get back to it. I gotta be quiet. Let's go.
Okay, and so what you're saying is, ma'am, that the difficulties that your son had with Go Yayo, Brandon Rainwater, Trap Boy Freddy, Beto, Gunna Music, the issues and the beefs and the problems that he had with all of those people, you're not aware of it, is what you're saying?
No, I didn't know any of those people until he died, except Rainwater.
Okay. And so what you now know is that there were disagreements with a bunch of different people and the persona MO3 and the performer MO3.
again, he wasn't here, so I still don't really know what's to be true and what's not to be true. Because again, before he died, I knew none of those people. I knew none of nobody before he died.
And my question is that what you now have learned is that with the performer MO3, there were conflicts and issues with a bunch of different people.
I've seen that on social media.
And so before, and you don't know anybody named Kewon White, is that right?
I did not know.
And you don't know, you weren't present on the highway on November 11th. You don't know anything that led up to November 11th, is that right? You don't know anything that was existing between any of those rainwater, any of those people and the persona MO3 prior to that, is that right?
Rain and Melvin didn't have an issue that I know of, so I don't know what you're asking. You saying what's the question again? Because they didn't have an issue as far as I know of.
Right, and I guess that's my question, that you weren't aware of that.
No.
Okay, but you don't know that there wasn't an issue.
Right.
Right. And so are you aware that?
Your Honor, I'm going to object again because this witness is only here to ID her son and what she knew about that day. She's testified multiple times that she's not aware of any of these people or any of the personas. And defense keeps going down this rabbit hole.
And I apologize, Your Honor, we were just learning about the persona of MO3 and the person of MO3, and there was a lot of information put out about that. So I'm just asking her questions following that, up on that.
And I think she's responded that he was this person at home to them. And she does not, are you listening, counsel? That she does not know any of these other people or about any beefs. And so she's not aware of any of this information.
Okay.
So, go
Thank
ahead.
you.
With that in mind, go ahead and tailor your questions to what she does know based on her answers.
Okay, thank you. What I heard you testify to is that you learned that Melvin Noble had come back, that he was in LA prior to November 11th, is that right?
Yes.
And that you believed that he was in LA at least all the way through November 11th, is that right?
Well, I knew he was coming back November 11th.
Yes, thank you for correcting me, coming back November 11th, you knew that.
Yes.
But you later learned that he had come back before November 11th, is that right?
After he died.
And do you know who he was traveling with when he was in LA?
Him and Rain.
Okay.
Him and Rain.
Do you know whether or not Mr. Rainwater traveled back with him?
I don't know.
Do you know whether or not he was present with him
I don't
anytime?
know. I don't know.
Okay, and the only thing is, this young lady has to write down everything that we're saying.
Okay.
And so that's why it's different. I don't want to talk over you, and I don't want you to talk over
Okay.
me. And so my question is, do you know whether or not when he returned early, whether or not anybody knew, other than the person he was traveling with, that he was coming back early?
No. I don't know.
You said that you did listen to his music. Is that right?
Yes, the part is when he wasn't cussing.
Okay. So did you, a lot of his music did have cuss words in it, is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. And so are you aware of the content and things that he was rapping about in his music?
Now, but before he died, no, I didn't know, because a lot of it I listened to after.
And so are you aware that his rap songs are talking about sort of money and shootings and drugs
Yes.
and all of that kind of
Yes.
thing? Okay. And what you're saying is that part of MO3 you didn't know.
No.
But you are not saying that that's not a part of MO3 that existed since he rapped about it.
That's not him with me.
Okay. And I think you already answered this, but I want to make sure that you're saying that you're not aware of any conflicts that he had with anyone.
I don't know.
Okay, and I just want to make sure that I understood that. And so you don't know anything about conflict with the Marquise Conway? That you didn't know that? I mean, maybe after the fact, but you didn't know that at the time, is that right?
Correct.
And so you don't know any of the relationships or the connections between any people?
Objection,
No.
Your Honor, asked and answered.
Sustained.
Ms. Noble, we're sorry for your loss. Thank you.
You pass the witness.
Yes.
Thank you. State,
Nothing further from the State, Your Honor. May this witness finally be excused?
state defense,
No, Your Honor, we'd like to,
the opportunity to bring it back. Okay.
yes.
Ms. Noble, you can step down for now, but please don't leave in case the defense wants to call you, okay? Thank you.
Your Honor, can we approach?
Yes, you may.
Shout out to the fans. They're on another approach, obviously. They're asking Nicole Noble about MO3's street use and if she had any knowledge of his interactions with Yellow Beezy and Trapboy Freddy. They're also asking her about rainwater. A lot of dealings that more than likely Aaron wouldn't have any information on. Many of our parents don't know what occurs with us outside of their presence. So, is it irrelevant? No. Necessary? Of course. Is anything gonna come of that? No. That lady don't know nothing. They're back. Let's go.
Hopkins, please raise your hand for me. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Thank you.
Oh, they got a whole nother. I didn't know they were.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Who is this?
Could you please introduce yourself and spell your last name for the court reporter?
Yes, Tamitha Hopkins, Hopkins.
And Ms. Hopkins,
Spell your first name, please.
Tamitha, Tamatha.
Thank you.
and Ms. Hopkins, is it fair you don't particularly want to be here today?
That's correct.
But you've been subpoenaed and we've met, I think, twice now. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Well, I do appreciate you being here. I want to, just a couple of questions. Are you nervous?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to ask you a couple of questions before we start getting into some things. Where are you from generally?
I'm from the Dallas area
Okay. And how long have you lived generally in this area?
since 1991.
Okay. And as far as your involvement on this case in which you've been brought down here for, it's really only regarding one part of this case. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
Now, November of 2020, are you familiar with that date?
Yes.
And what were you doing on November 11th of 2020?
I was en route to car dealership.
And what roadway were you on en route to that car dealership?
From 20 to 35.
I-20 to I-35?
Yes.
And which direction did you take I-35, north or south?
North.
Your Honor, may I approach?
You may.
Ms. Hopkins, I'm going to show you what's been previously marked and tendered to defense of State's Exhibit 45 and 46. Have you had an opportunity to review these prior to your testimony today?
Yes.
And does that show State's Exhibit 45 a zoomed out view of Dallas, and then State's 46 a zoomed in of the area you're going to testify about?
That's correct.
State would offer State's Exhibit 45 and 46 previously tendered to defense.
No objection.
All right, State's Exhibits 45 and 46 are admitted for all purposes.
Permission to publish on it?
You may.
All right. Now, State's Exhibit number 45, zoomed out view of kind of southern Dallas County. Do you see that?
Yes.
And then on the left-hand side, we see a kind of a fork in the middle of two highways that come together. Is that where 67 and 35 combine?
Yes.
All right. You're on I-35 heading north, and this is November 11th, 2020. What did you observe that day, or did you observe anything?
Well, I observed right when I was exiting 20 to get on 35, I noticed a black vehicle coming up, approaching pretty quickly behind me from like the DeSoto area.
And what time of day was this that you were on 35?
It had to been 10:30 or 11ish,
Okay.
I think.
It was almost 6 years ago, right?
Yeah, I remember I had a car appointment, so I think it was at 11, so or something like that. So
Okay. Middle of the day.
yes.
Now, can you describe at that time, 35 I know is always under construction, but specifically at that time period, State's Exhibit 46 we see here, that is not, is that how the highway looked back in 2020 with clean roadways and
No,
everything?
no.
Okay. What was particularly going on in this area?
I know there was a lot of construction near the zoo area, right before the zoo. Marsalis on.
Okay. And so right here in the middle of State's Exhibit 46, we see Clarendon running from the left-hand side of the screen to the right-hand side of the screen. Does that sound right?
Yes.
And as you were driving north approaching Clarendon, you see a black car in your rearview mirror. And describe for the jury what you saw it doing.
And I would
Well-
just, I'm so sorry, ma'am, excuse me, I would just object to the leading.
Sustained.
What did you see the black car doing?
Well, I noticed the black car right as I got on 35. At that point, when they were coming up pretty quickly, they were like changing lanes, trying to get over because there was three of us at first. And so the black car was trying to weave in and out of traffic. I heard the noise behind me, and the black car was on the right side of me.
And when you say there was three of us, was there a third car?
Right when I got on, when I noticed the black car. So that was what I know now to be.
I'm going to object to what she knows now to be.
Sustained.
Okay. There was a gold car on the left, there was a truck in the middle, and then I was on the right-hand side, the far right.
And when you said you heard a noise, what did you think you heard?
I thought it was either a wreck or a blowout, or someone had a blowout.
Okay. And as you drive north on I-35, did you see any car act erratically like it had a blowout?
It happened pretty quickly. I knew something was happening to the left of me, and then I saw the black car kind of catty-cornered to the right of me, and so they came to an abrupt stop, and that's when I thought either they had been hit or had a blowout.
And what did you do when that car came to a stop? And where were you?
We were probably right past the zoo, a couple of exits up from the zoo.
On the highway?
On the highway,
Okay.
yes.
So when they came to a complete stop, what did you do at that moment?
I came to a stop as well.
And where was your car located on? Were you on a shoulder, or was there a shoulder?
I was in the middle lane.
Okay.
I was in the middle of the highway.
Middle of I-35?
Yes.
And what did you do when you stopped? What did you do?
I let down my passenger window.
Okay. And why did you do that?
I was trying to ask the person if they were okay.
Sure. Just make sure everything was.
Mm-hmm.
When you rolled down your window, did you speak to that person and check on them?
Yes.
And what happened when you did that?
Well, the person was exiting the vehicle. He was getting out and putting the mask over his face. And when I asked if he was okay, that's when they pointed the gun at me and told me to leave. The nice one.
Your Honor, if she may say what the person said to her.
You may.
He said, "Bitch, get the fuck out of here."
And did you see him? He had a mask, and did you notice anything else that he had?
He also had a gun.
Now, have you ever identified anybody or been asked to identify anybody in this case?
No.
When he said that to you, what did you do?
I left.
You're on your approach.
Yes, you may.
Now, we've met previously and we've gone over some exhibits. Is that fair?
That's fair.
State's Exhibit number 44, do you recognize, or let me start with this. State's Exhibit 43, do you recognize that?
Yes.
And is this the 911 call that you made?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 44, does this show what was going on the highway that day when you were driving?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 748, 749, and 750. Do those come from what's in State's Exhibit 7, or excuse me, do those come from what's in State's Exhibit 44?
Photos or?
State's Exhibit 748, 49, 749, and 750 are photos from State's Exhibit 44, correct?
Yes.
And still shots that show actually your vehicle when you stopped, is that correct?
Yes.
In the video, does that accurately depict and show the events of November 11, 2020?
Yes.
State would offer State's Exhibits 43, 44, 748, 749, 750, for all purposes, and 56, excuse me, which is a business records affidavit for the records for the video that she testified to.
And that's, that states 44?
States 44 is the video.
Okay. That's referenced in States Exhibit 56?
States 56 is the business records affidavit, and States 44 is the records for the business records affidavit.
Any objections?
May I take a witness on board? I heard briefly.
You may?
May I approach the witness?
Yes.
I just want to show you a few of these photos. Can you point out where you are?
I believe that's me there leaving.
This one,
This one? Uh-huh.
and this one,
Yes.
and this one?
Correct.
Okay. What type of vehicle was that?
It's a BMW.
Okay. Thank you. No objection to the photos. No objection to Ms. Hopkins' 911 call. No objection to the video.
All right, States Exhibits 43, 44, 748, 749, 750 are admitted for all purposes. and Citizens of 56 is admitted for record purposes.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Ms. Hopkins, I'm just showing you a smaller version of 748. I know it's very small. Is that just a smaller version of it?
Yes.
Permission to publish these exhibits, Your Honor? Thank you. And I apologize. How soon did you call 911?
Probably just a few seconds after I left the scene.
That was on one out of the emergency? Yes, right on 35 North before like Marcellus, there's a guy with a assault rifle. He shot a guy in another car. And he got out and shot him some more. You said northbound 35 at where? Almost to past Marcellus. Past Marcellus? Yes, past Marcellus, right between Marcellus and 8th Street. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly where, but this is on the freeway of 35, correct? Yes, 35 North. Okay, the man was white, black, Hispanic, and had a weapon. He was a black male, light skin. He had on a sweater with a hoodie on it. It wasn't a hoodie, but sort of like a ski cap, but I could see his face. His face was only covered up to like his chin. And when I thought the guy had a blowout, and I pulled up on side him, and he got out with his gun, and he told me to get the fuck away, bitch, and he pointed the gun. And that's why he had I don't know what kind of rifle it was, but it was some kind of assault rifle, and he shot like twice, and then he shot again like 4 times running towards the park. At a vehicle? He shot at a vehicle? He shot at the vehicle. The vehicle stopped. I don't know if the guy got hit the first time, but the guy that was doing the shooting stopped and got out of his car and ran to the car that he shot at first. And what kind of vehicle was the suspect in? It was a black, I want to say it was a Camaro, a black Camaro, and the suspect, the victim was in like a tan 4-door sedan. I don't know what kind it was, but they were both right on side of me. Okay, was it on the left side of the freeway? On the suspect was on the far left, the fast lane, and the car, the black sports car, he came up behind us really fast, and he was zigzagging in and out to get to that car. And then he pulled up on side of him in the right lane next to us and shot him. And the car kind of spun out in front of me. That's why I thought he had a blowout. And I thought the guy was trying to stop and help him. But he wasn't. He was shooting at him. And he said it was just before Marcellus, correct? Yeah, it was between Marcellus and 8th Street. I don't know exactly. I just know that I came up on 8th Street when I called you guys. Okay. Did you guess his age, the suspect? He was probably between, I would say he's between 26 and maybe 30, 32. Okay, height, weight, anything like that can help out? He was probably around, I want to say 5'8". Like I said, he was light skinned. He had on dark clothing. He was probably around maybe 180, maybe 180. Okay. He was well built, but he wasn't a skinny dude, but he wasn't a big guy either. And the vehicle, the Camaro, did it look like a newer model, older model? Yeah, it was a newer model. You didn't have any other license plate, did you? I didn't get any other license plate. No, you're doing your job. She's doing a lot. You're giving us a lot of information. Thank you. And can I have your name? Tabitha Hopkins. Tabitha? T-A-M-A-C-H-A. And your phone number is the 972?
Ms. Hopkins, I'm gonna stop it right there. Just to not have any of your personal information that's out there, be put out there. State's Exhibit 44, that's been previously admitted, which is gonna be the dash cam video, and you've watched this, correct?
Yes.
Oh, and Your Honor, just because it's kind of hard to see on this video, would you mind giving me that? Thank you, Judge. And Your Honor, again, just for the record, so this is State's Exhibit 44. And I'm going to pause right here, if I can. There appears to be, last one, in about 1 minute, I believe, where we see the box truck, and then an orange cone on the far left, and a silver car. Is that your silver BMW?
Yes.
And then the two cars that are in front of you, are those the two cars that you've described?
Yes.
The one on the left, which one was that?
That's the tan car that I called in on.
Okay. And the other car would, and that car was,
Witness to notate for the jury?
if you could, if you could point just above you, or, oh, yeah, you can actually circle it on that screen. Thank you, Judge, I forgot. Would you mind circling on that first where you're at?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. That works. And then the tan car that was in front of you?
It's here.
Okay, perfect. And then the black car you described, can you please notate that?
It's here.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Judge.
Yes. You also use the hollow notation, the pencil, and not necessarily blur
Okay.
out the evidence side.
Very good. Thank you, Judge. And as they were in front of you and you passed the truck that is recording, when did you first hear the first two loud sounds that you described?
It was shortly after this is when I heard the noise.
Okay. Now, Ms. Hopkins, I'm going to run it just a tad. At the moment, we see in this video the gold or tan car stopped and the driver get out. Where are you located and where is the black car located?
I am over in the far left, and the black car is next to me on the right.
Okay, and you testified earlier about the interaction you had with the driver of that vehicle.
Yes.
Is this the moment right here where that interaction takes place? Roughly.
Roughly, yes.
In the next couple seconds
Yes.
after our press play. And I will press play here in a second. Now, when you testified, you did describe some clothing, and just for the record's purposes, you did a motion with your face, like kind of a pulling motion.
Yes.
And did you, I can't remember, you said you were putting on a ski mask?
Yes.
I know it's COVID time, a lot of us were wearing masks, but you described it as a ski mask, correct?
Yes. It was a full cover mask.
And I'm showing you States 751, which is still like just a portion of that exhibit that already came in 750.
Yes.
Does that show what the person looked like when they were getting out of their car?
Yes.
And this comes from 750 that's previously been admitted. Just a closer up view to be able to see what he had on as far as on his face and the clothing.
Yes.
No way for you to identify who that person was. Is that fair?
Not that I know.
Your Honor, at this time, State would offer State's Exhibit 751 for all purposes.
Your Honor, we would just object to 751 being a duplicate of previous exhibit.
Your objection is overruled. State's Exhibit 71 is admitted.
751, Your Honor.
751.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Permission to publish?
You may.
And Ms. Hopkins, again, you described the individual as having what type of firearm?
I thought it was an assault rifle. That's what I called in on.
Do you remember if the weather was cold enough that day to be wearing a ski mask?
No.
It was not?
No, it was not.
And so, I'm going to press play
Did you
here.
publish the alternate jurors?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Thank you.
I forgot it first. And so I'm going to press play here, and that shows the beginning interaction, and then what do you do after that interaction?
I take off at that point and call 911.
Ms. Hopkins, have you ever seen anything like this on a highway before?
No.
What was going through your mind once you realized it wasn't blunt? What was going through your mind?
Well, I was frightened. I thought that maybe the assailant thought that I saw his face enough to recognize with the gun pointed toward me. I didn't know if I was going to get shot or not. Afterwards, I kind of got my bearings and then, called 911. But shock.
Sure. And again, we've talked about this. You never
You have
had
to play more of the video?
No, Your Honor. Sorry about that. As far as the information and description that you provided that day on the freeway, was that the extent of what you could provide?
Yes.
And this was in Dallas County, correct?
Correct.
And that's in the state of Texas.
Yes.
I'll pass it with you, Sharon.
Thank you. The next.
Thank you. Ms. Hopkins, on the video that we just watched, at least in the video that we just watched, you are driving in the far left lane, right?
Correct.
And the black car is in the middle lane.
Yes.
And that black car stops, is what we saw, right?
Yes.
And it appears that you stop, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you're there for a few seconds and then you continue to drive, is that right?
That's right.
And in the video that we just watched, you drove off before the person in the black car got out.
Before
right?
he got all the way out, yes.
Okay. So you're saying that the car was putting on a mask, opening the door, pointing a gun at you, and yelling at you, and then you drove all of this sort of at the same time, but then you drove off and then he got out, is what you're saying?
He got out enough to, as I said, he was putting his mask on when he was getting out of the car.
Okay, could you see inside the car?
No,
Okay, so you don't know who else was in the car?
I don't know if anybody else was in the car.
Okay, so you don't know if anybody else was, but you don't know that there wasn't because you couldn't see inside the car?
That's correct.
Okay, because you ultimately were just driving on your way somewhere on this day.
Yes.
And you said that in the video, once the two cars passed the box truck, they were in front of you now. You said that that's when you first heard the loud pop.
Yes.
Okay, and then you continued to drive, is that right?
After the pop, yes.
After the pop. And then what you saw behind you was this gold car.
I saw the black car first.
Okay.
I noticed the black car first.
Once you stopped, did you see the gold car or the tan car?
No,
Okay. Did you see the person in the tan car, what he was doing?
no,
Did you see whether or not he had gotten a gun?
no,
Did you know whether or not there was anybody coming out of the passenger side with a gun?
of the gold car?
Of the gold car?
No,
Of the black car?
no,
Do you know whether or not there was any other shooting?
any additional shooting?
Yes. And I think you said that you heard a couple of more shots before.
As I was driving off, yes.
Okay. Do you know if there was any more shots after that?
Not that I heard.
Okay. And is that because you were obviously driven off at that point?
That's correct.
Okay. And you didn't know anything about the person in the black car?
No,
Right? And you don't know who that person is, right?
no,
And you don't know who else was in the car?
I do not.
And you don't know anything about the person that was in the tan car?
No,
You don't know anything about whether those people even knew each other?
no,
You don't know whether or not there was any surrounding circumstances that precipitated this?
no,
You don't know whether or not the gold car initiated anything?
no,
You just came upon a scene and just whatever it is that you described is what you described in the time frame that you saw it.
that's correct.
And the whole time, how long do you think that was?
From the time I saw the black car or just from that interaction?
From the, I guess what you described like a popping sound.
That's correct.
From like the popping sound.
It happened so quickly.
15 seconds?
No, it's probably longer than 15 seconds. Maybe 20, 30 seconds.
20 or
It was
30
less than a minute.
Less than a minute, 20
Yes.
or 30 seconds. And you said that the person in the black car had on a mask, right?
Was putting on a mask.
Was putting on a mask.
Correct.
But you couldn't see anything about their face, is that right?
I could see from their nose down.
Okay. And you said that you couldn't, I think you had stated earlier that you couldn't see whether or not there was markings or tattoos or anything on their face.
No, I don't think anyone asked me that.
Okay. And you described them having on dark colored clothing, is that right?
That's right.
Okay. And when you say dark colored clothing, were you talking about top and bottom?
I was talking about the top.
You were talking about the top. So when you said clothing, you didn't mean bottoms.
No,
Did you describe the bottoms?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Did you describe anything about the lower half of that person's clothing?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Just that a mask and dark clothing is what you said?
Correct.
Okay. And then you said that you saw an assault rifle, is that right?
Yes.
And you're not a person, I mean, are you a gun aficionado?
I am not.
Okay, so you weren't sure.
I knew it wasn't a regular gun,
Okay.
but I wasn't sure what it was. That's why I said it seemed to be an assault rifle.
Okay. You said that you were subpoenaed to be here.
Yes,
Who subpoenaed you?
the prosecution.
Okay. And you said that there was a lot of construction going on the highway on this day?
Correct.
And this was in November, is that
Yes.
right?
Uh-huh.
Of 2020?
Yes.
Okay. And so it was not warm outside, is that right?
It was not warm outside.
Okay. And you described that that car in the video, in the foreground of the video, as just a tan four-door sedan.
Yes.
But that car also came up next to you or on the other side of you. In other words, it was close to you as well.
Yes, I was close to the tan car from the time I got on 35,
You were close to the tan car from the time that you got onto 35
from I-20, yes.
from I-20. Okay. So was the tan car on I-20 with you
The tan car was on 35 already.
already?
Yes.
Okay. And as you were merging,
Correct.
you came together with the tan car?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know where the tan car was coming from?
I do not.
Okay. Do you know where the black car was coming from?
I could see as far back as Wintergreen on 35. I noticed that's where I noticed him that far back.
Okay, so the black car was coming all the way from Wintergreen and 35?
Yes. It looked like Wintergreen or like where 35, let's see, it's right before you can get off on 20 West, I believe.
Okay, so it's before or after the I-20 entrance?
Before.
Before I-20 and 35 come together, you're saying you could see back past that,
Once I got on 35.
okay?
Yes.
And that Wintergreen and 35 is where you saw the black car,
In that vicinity,
in
yes.
that vicinity,
Yes.
okay? But you're saying that the gold car was on 35,
Already, yes.
not knowing where it came from?
I do not know where it came from.
I mean, you don't know where the black car came from.
I don't know where he's coming from.
And how many times have you met with the prosecution?
Twice.
Okay, and when was the first time you met with them?
I don't recall.
Okay, was it in 2025?
No,
Was it before 2025?
no,
Was it in 2026?
yes.
Okay, and so both times that you've met with the prosecution has been in 2026?
To my recollection, yes.
Okay, and during those meetings, did they provide you with information about the allegations in this case?
No,
Did they tell you the name Kewon White?
I don't recall.
Did they tell you, did they say anything to you about somebody named MO3?
Yes,
Did they say anything about somebody named Melvin Noble?
yes,
Did they say anything about somebody named Marquise Conway?
yes,
Did they say anything about somebody named Yellow Beezy?
yes.
Did they give you a description of what the allegations were?
No,
They just told you those names?
yes,
And did they ask you if you knew those people?
yes.
Do you know those people?
I do not.
I think you described the person on the highway as not skinny, but not a big guy.
From what I could see, yes.
Okay. And that they were about 5'8",
I was guesstimating, yes.
okay, and about 180 pounds.
Correct.
And just finally, you don't have any idea why the shooting occurred.
I do not.
I'm going to pass the witness this time.
State.
Nothing further from the state.
All right, may this witness be released?
No objection.
Defense, may this witness be released?
Subject to recall, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, you are free to step down right now, but please stay in touch with the state and the defense in case they need to recall you, okay?
So stay here?
You don't have to stay here.
Okay.
But you are under my instructions not to discuss your testimony with
Okay.
anybody else.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, would y'all like a short break? Yes? Okay, let's take a 15-minute break and be back at 11:30. Let's take 11:30.
All rise.
I'll ask her about it.
Well, no, I mean, not right. Like, okay. Okay. Right. I can make sure that's okay. Just all everybody.
What did you across?
Can I do that?
Yeah, marcations.
I don't know.
Can I?
Yeah.
You don't have just the video on a drive by any chance? You only have it on a disc, right?
So long. Come on, man.
So hey, we doing tracking. Just patrol. Just patrol. Then we do the details highways and we do the total. So the only time it's good traffic to patrol. They're going to, but they have there's 69 people. There's 69 of us out there right now.
Oh, okay.
And
So people have the same things too?
Yeah. That's tough. There's only 39 people out there. And there's 69 of us. I'm going to do 45 and see where.
That's crazy. You right there?
Yeah, someone was filming.
Yeah, they're about to put traffic in half. There's only 39 people out there. So shit, they better, all the ones that just got sent out, they about to send us back to wherever they got openings.
She ain't gonna work out red.
Hopefully you can go through one.
Hopefully.
That's our shoot.
But they ain't saying how to go on. Like, hello?
Yeah, they give me the option of the ones.
So they like, what, freeze the classes or?
They got to, I mean, they ain't got no option.
Microphone for. That's how that sounds.
All right, y'all. We are on recess. Court is in recess. How y'all feel about this so far, man? God. MO3 mom got up there. Is my mic on? Oh, yeah, it's on. All right. MO3 mom up there. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. I thought we could switch over to the Keefe D case just to keep up with that, but they haven't started yet. Let me see what we looking like. I'm trying to think, y'all. Trying to think. Should we just... Oh, we probably ride out till lunchtime. We'll probably ride out till lunchtime, man. We'll probably at least ride out till lunch. Y'all seen MO3. Mama hit the stand, bruh. MO3. Mama hit the stand. Miss Noble got up there. Had to be brave. My bad, y'all. Sorry, I'm not as engaged as usual. I'm doing multiple things at once. So forgive me if my attention isn't all the way there, but the content got to get put out. And sitting here at the stream ain't gonna get it done. Hope y'all understand. So get distracted, not as interactive as usual, but more productive than normal. So bear with me, y'all. We here. We riding it out. Justice for 3. Long live 3. Yellow belly. Yellow fella. Little guy. Kewon White, the mechanic. Yeah, they say he works on, he does transmission work. And the jealous baby papa. Come over here, I think I seen your baby father. The jealous baby father. Devin Brown. Is Jossie Banks involved? What about them P&G dudes? What about, what's going on with all that? Freddy Krueger. Or Krueger. Fred Krueger. No, you from the hood, you say Freddy Krueger. You try to say it right. It's Freddy Krueger. Fred Krueger. What he got? Is he gonna take the stand? And shout out to that lady, man. That lady, the second witness, Tabitha, whatever her name is, a very brave woman. Then to say she got like right, who did she pull up on the side of that told her get the F on? Did she pull up on the side of Kewon White now? Like, it's a lot. How long is this break? Does anybody know how long the break is? Shout out to y'all, man. The most aggravating chat in the game, most appreciated chat in the world. Let's see if anybody. Let me check on this other computer real quick so I don't do too much on this one and end up exposing some shit. Let's check this other computer and see if any of the people who are in that MO3 section, sector of YouTube are live at the place. Because, you know, a lot of those guys are down there live. Just Say No, Skull, Ratchet TV. Who else did I see down there? Somebody's name start with an S. Let me check their channel. See if anybody's live. Who can give us a good little breakdown on play-by-play or something like that. Oh, it's Just Say No to Skull. I thought it was Say No Skull. I'm seeing it right here. I don't want to get nobody's info wrong. I show love even when they don't. They're saying, not saying none of them do. I'm just saying, I'm talking about content creators, period. Y'all know how that goes. Ain't nobody showing no love. Sometimes I feel like we be doing too much. You know what I'm talking about? Giving too much love. Ain't nobody else. Man. But anyway. No, none of these guys are live. At least not on their YouTube. Oh, that shit don't come on till 4 o'clock their time. Who we out of here? What's your boy name? Keefy D. But this other computer is definitely. What you call it?
I didn't do
Oh, she said she saw him putting the mask on and everything. That's crazy. Hold on, y'all. for the sake of motion, action, and the fact that I gotta work. Let's do this for now.
My name
Until they
is
come back.
Nicole Noble, that's Nichole, last name Noble.
Let's do this for now.
Of Melvin Noble. Last name Noble. I am the mother of Melvin Noble.
I had to do it.
You need to take a second. I
Give me
know.
a second. I'm working on 3 different things.
Why are you nervous this morning?
It's just been a long time coming.
And again, if you need to take a break, compose yourself, that's perfectly fine. And I just want to kind of start with some of the basics. Where are you from?
We're from McKinney, Texas.
And when you say we're from McKinney, Texas,
Did anybody know how long the break was?
husband, are you married? Been
OGG, what up? 610-GEO, Slim John. Who Slim John? John, Shade of Sag. It's Mr. That's Geo again, my bad. Big homie Slim, Mod, James, XO, Mills. Shout out to y'all, man. Run it up. I appreciate y'all. Greg Thomas, what up? Finally, this shit is so slow. It happened. All right, cancel that. Then I need to go here. This month. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get this video uploaded. Give me a second, please. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Y'all already know I be all the way locked in, but right now, trying to get this video uploaded. Where is it? Where the f is this video? Desktop. No wonder it went to the desktop. Why did it go to the desktop? There we go. I swear, y'all, this backup, nigga, this shit stop one more time. Let's go. Let's go get the money for that bullshit. Let's go. Upload file. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, they on the 15. All right. All right. That's what it is. Damn, I ain't know it wasn't no sound the whole time. I'm
And just,
tripping. And I see,
if you
that's how
wouldn't
y'all know
mind,
I'm doing a lot.
would you
I
mind
can't even
sharing
see the
who
screen.
They are.
My bad. I just seen there was no sound.
Trayline,
I'm
that's
trying to
his
upload
oldest.
something. I'm trying. My bad,
This is
y'all.
Malaysia Nicole. That's the next one, and the baby is Malia Nicole.
Damn,
So
that's
Malaysia on the
crazy.
far left.
Yes.
Okay. And how old are they now?
They are 7, 8, and 9.
Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure they not back live. It ain't been 15 minutes yet, has it? Oh, they back.
All right.
When is Rainwater taking the stand? When is that boy Rainwater? Taking the stand, man. Yo, they not let, yo. I'll add all that.
Y'all need to see it. We're back on the record. The record will reflect that the defendant is present, was returned to state present, the jurors are present and seated. State, call your next one.
State calls Tracy Kaplan.
All right, so it's not Rainwater. They said LaTracy or somebody like that. We waiting for Rainwater to take the stand. You know he doing.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. State name, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Can you please state your name and spell it for the record?
Hi, Marissa. My name is Tracy Kapler.
And do you mind spelling it for the record, please?
TracyKappler.
Thank you. You doing okay today?
I'm doing good.
Good. Where are you from originally?
Well, I live here in the Dallas area.
Okay. How long have you lived here in the Dallas area?
Since I'd say the early 90s. I had a short stint in Phoenix, Arizona, but I'm back in Dallas now.
I want to take you back to November of 2020. Do you remember what you were doing for work back then?
Yes, I was selling dealership software.
Okay. And did that require you to do some traveling?
Yes, I was considered a road warrior. I was out in dealerships and talking to franchise owners and meeting with them in person.
On the afternoon of November 11th of 2020, what were you doing that day?
I had some sales calls in South Dallas, the Duncanville area, DeSoto, and so I went to 3 car dealerships that morning. So I lived in North Dallas at the time, and so I was on my way down there and decided to get to the dealerships when they first opened.
Do you remember the highway that you were traveling on to get to those dealerships?
I was traveling on 35 for the most part. Yeah, going south and then coming back up northbound.
And what did you observe that day?
The traffic was at a regular pace of about 65, 70, and it started slowing down considerably that day.
Did something happen to cause the traffic to slow down?
I wasn't really sure what it was. I thought maybe an accident. Everybody assumes when the traffic slows down, there's probably an accident or something in the road that people are having to move over for. Could be rubber from truck tires or whatever.
Once that traffic started slowing down, did something happen, or what did you see?
I was in the center lane, and the traffic kind of started to slow down more like an abrupt stop. And so as the traffic was slowing down, I could hear a lot of racket. And
I didn't know what that was, but as I was looking around, I saw 2 men on the road right in front of me, and one of them had a very large gun, and another man was running in front of him and chasing him. And so I was just like kind of in shock, something you just don't see every day. It was about lunchtime, about noon, and so that's what I was observing as I was driving.
You said you heard a racket. Can you describe what that racket sounded like?
I could hear like banging, like just a lot of bang noise, and so, and when I saw what was going on, I was like, oh my gosh, there's a man with a gun, and so I realized what that was.
You said there was a man he was chasing a guy in front of him. Is that right?
Yes.
When that started happening, what was going through your mind?
I was like, I was in shock. First of all, I was like realizing this is really happening. Like I'm in traffic and there's an ambush on the freeway, is the way I would describe it. And so, yeah, it's startling.
When you see these men running towards you, were they on your side, which was on the driver's side, or were they even coming down on the passenger side?
No, they were on the driver's side, on my side.
And how close did they get to you?
As these 2 men were running, the bullets and the gun shooting became louder and louder, and so I had things that are going through my mind. Do I sit up and watch the whole thing? Do I put my phone on video or try to call 911 right away? And then my third thought was to I need to hide and pray, and so.
So what did you do?
Well, I observed, the 2 men, and I kind of made a mental note of what I saw. And, the third thing that I did was I put my car in park, and I got down in the bottom of the floorboard and I prayed. Because the gunshot became so loud, and I could feel like the bullets were coming around me, all around me.
When you decided to duck, how close were those 2 men in front of you?
So there was a car in front of me, and roughly there was like a truck in front of that car. And so right around where the truck was, kind of at the back of the truck, is about when I decided to duck, because I was like, I didn't want to get hit, and so I was afraid. I didn't think it was wise for me to stay seated anymore upward. I was like, these bullets could possibly come through my window and hit me. So.
Before you ducked and you saw those bullets flying, was that just coming from one gun, or were there the guy that was running? Did he also have a firearm?
The man that was being chased did not have a firearm. I could see it looked like he was carrying a black phone in his hand. So he didn't have any gun that I saw. It looked like a square object.
At any point, the man that was being chased, did he ever turn around towards or extend an arm towards the person that was chasing him? If you saw it.
I didn't see an arm being turned around. I didn't. All I saw was the gunman, and then a gentleman in a purple jumpsuit, in front of him. So I was like, I made a note of what I saw, what they were wearing and kind of what they looked like. So that's what I made a note of. But I didn't see any person in the front with any type of gun whatsoever. I looked like he was carrying a cell phone.
Oh, so once you ducked, what happened next?
I could still hear a few more bullets, but then it was like, I don't know, time just seemed to like stop for just a minute, but I kind of popped back up when I didn't hear any more sound. And so I wanted to look around. I was thinking, well, if somebody was being shot, somebody's probably either, right about, where my car was, is where, the man fell, the man in the purple jumpsuit. And then I wanted to look up to see where the gunman was. I didn't know if he was going to be pulling the trigger on me or, somebody else, because we were witnesses. So I was looking around, on freeways. I didn't know if he came from a vehicle or, I don't know where he came from or where he ran to. So, I mean, he was already gone.
Roughly how many shots or how many bullets could you hear coming from that gun?
I don't know. I actually heard that they recovered about 44 shots. I don't know, but I heard. I don't know.
Ma'am,
I don't.
excuse me.
Yes.
When the parties say objection, you need to.
Oh, okay.
say
Okay.
And I'll give my ruling.
Okay.
and you can
Sorry
proceed.
about that.
That's okay.
Okay.
All right.
As the jury disregard
Disregard what?
her statement that she was objected to hearsay, she was still talking.
Okay. The jury will disregard what the witness said about what she heard.
Ms. Kapler, if you can only just answer off of your own personal knowledge.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay, so you asked me about how many bullets I heard or what?
How many shots did you hear? Was it one? Was it a couple? Was it many?
I heard many. I didn't count the number of shots. This particular, I think, gun was, I don't know what guns are, but the guns, yes.
As I said, when the attorney stand up to make an objection, you need to pause.
Okay, sorry.
Objection, non-responsive, Your Honor.
Sustained.
So you said that there were many.
There were many shots, yes. Yes.
What happened when you popped up again once the shots stopped coming?
The man in the purple jumpsuit was moving. He was moving from side to side. He was behind a car wheel, like in the back, like he had fallen over. And so he was moving. And then the man in front of me in the car got out, and he was like in blue scrubs. So he must have put his car in park or whatever.
Objection to narrative, Your Honor.
Sustained.
You said there was a man that was, he was parked in the car in front of you. He was
Yes.
wearing blue scrubs, is that right?
Yes.
What happened when he got out of the car?
He went over to the man on the road and began performing life resuscitation. He was, pumping his chest and doing what he could. He was in blue scrubs.
Did you get out of your car at any point?
I did eventually. I got out because I wanted to make a mental note of what I saw.
Did you call 911?
I tried and I couldn't get through. I tried before I got out of my car. I tried to call 911 and I couldn't get through.
And did you have your phone with you that day?
I did.
Did you do anything with your phone that day?
I took a few quick shots of my surroundings, of what I saw in front of me, not to post them on social media, but to make a mental note. I saw shell cases around my car. I also was looking to see if my car got hit. I didn't feel that my car got hit, but I didn't know because it was really loud. So I was just observing what I saw.
Your Honor, may I approach?
You may.
Ms. Kaplan, we've met before, is that right?
Yes.
And these images that you see, you're looking at State's Exhibit 47 as well as State's Exhibit 48, is that correct?
Yes.
And you recognize these photos?
Yes.
And I'm also handing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 49, which is a disc. Do you remember that there were some photos on this disc that you took?
Yes,
And when you took a photo, what kind of phone do you have?
I have an iPhone.
Sometimes when you take a photo, does it have, it captions live photos, is that
Yes.
right? And what's a live photo?
A live photo on an iPhone, when it's taken, you could see like repetitive images, almost like a short video.
And those images,
Yeah.
Those-
So yeah, when I use it right now, it's like sometimes if somebody has their eyes closed, you might could go back a little second or go forward and have a picture with their eyes open. So a lot of times it's set on my phone.
and the disc, it looks like it's videos, but it's not a video. In fact, it's just a live photo. It shows
Right.
movement, is that correct? Okay. Your Honor, at this time, state offers State's Exhibit 47, 48, and 49 that have been previously tendered to defense for all purposes.
Would you describe 47 and 48 again for the record
Yes, Your Honor, 47 and 48 are photos
of the scene? Or from 49?
of the scene, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to object to State's Exhibit 47, 48 for best evidence rule and prejudicial, more prejudicial than
Let me
probative.
see 47 and 48. Okay, what's the state's response?
Your Honor, this shows exactly what was, what the witness saw that day. I believe it's relevant to know about the murder and how the witness, how the victim looked right after being shot.
Your objections are overruled. State's Exhibits 47 and 48 are admitted.
Would you like to-
Objections to 49?
No objection, Your Honor.
State's Exhibit 49 is admitted.
Commissioner Publish?
Yes, you may.
Okay, Ms. Catherine, there's a screen to your left in just in case if you can't see. State's Exhibit 49, these are the live photos that you took from your phone, is that correct?
That's correct.
Looking at State's Exhibit 49, this is the live photo that you took, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you described when you looked up that the victim was on the freeway but still moving, is that right?
Yes, he was moving his head.
Well, this image, you said that there was a man with blue scrubs that got out of his car that was directly in front of you, is that right?
That's correct.
And is this that man that was trying to perform life-saving measures for?
Yes, that was the man that I saw. And the first photo, that was his car.
You said the first photo, ma'am?
Yep. Well, the other photo where the car was next to the man on the road that was his car in front of me.
This photo, or this live photo, this shows when Dallas Fire and Rescue and police officers have started arriving to the scene. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, I chose to get seated back in my car.
This image just will just show what you saw and what you observed that afternoon. Is that right?
That's correct.
State's Exhibit 47 is just that screenshot from that first live video that we saw.
Yes, that's correct.
State's Exhibit 48, again, is a screenshot from that live photo.
Yes, it is.
Did you, at the time that this happened, did you know who the man in the purple jumpsuit was?
I didn't know who he was. I didn't know the person that was chasing him either.
Thank you, Ms. Kapler. I'll pass it, Ms. Sherman.
Mrs. Kaplan, a couple of quick questions. When you were on the freeway, do you recall where did you enter the freeway to get on 35 heading north?
I can't remember. The last dealership that I visited was Mac Hayek in DeSoto. So I'm trying to remember what that entrance was. It was maybe close to Wheatland or something. I can't remember.
And approximately, are you familiar with 35 North?
Yes, I am. And that was close to the zoo where that incident occurred.
Okay. And you were close to the zoo, and is that when you first saw, by the time you saw, were the two men out of the car, or were they inside the cars?
I saw two men out of the car.
Okay, so you don't know what cars, or you would be speculating to know what cars each man got out of.
I did not know that day, no.
Okay. And were you, I suppose when you're taking these pictures, as we look at State's Exhibit 48, your car is behind these pictures, is that correct? Your car's no longer, it's not put in these pictures. Can you see your car in these pictures?
Not that picture.
Okay.
No, there was, I think, another picture you could see the front of my car.
Okay. And you said when you saw, when this happened, you were behind the Kroger truck, is that clear?
If there was in the picture, it looks like there was, the man from the Scrubs had his car. There was the guy in the green shirt with the truck, like the F-150. And I think there was another, a big semi in front of it. If that was the Kroger truck you're referring to, I guess so.
Okay.
I don't know what truck that was.
Okay.
I don't remember that day.
Okay. All right. When the two individuals were coming towards you, you said you were going through what your three options were. Should I stop and look? Should I call 911? Or should I get down on the floorboard? And you decided to get down on the floorboard. Is that correct?
I hid because the bullets were, the noise was getting louder.
Okay. And do you recall saying that it was about 4 or 5 gunshots that you heard that day?
There was a lot more than 4 or 5.
Do you recall telling the police that you heard about 4 or 5 gunshots?
I heard gunshots around me. I didn't count how many gunshots. I don't know.
And you heard gunshots around you, but you were not looking as the gunshots were going because you were on the floorboard, right?
I looked for a while.
Okay.
As I saw what was coming down on the freeway. I saw a little bit before I decided to get in my floorboard.
And is it fair to say the man that had the rifle or the gun had on a mask?
I don't know if it was a mask. To me, when I was seeing it, it looked like a dark hoodie with the hood up, and like the hoodie was zipped up. I didn't know if it was a mask. My recollection when I'm talking about this, to me it looked like a hoodie. Yeah.
And you've never identified anybody in this case, have you, as a person with a firearm, right?
I haven't identified anybody. No, this is my first time to talk about this, other than the detective who asked me about it.
And you don't know the reason why the shooting occurred?
I do not.
And do you recall talking to the police and you described that the person was wearing a long sleeve cream top? Do you recall that?
I said I saw a man with it was a gray and black top.
Young man, first witness.
You may. And if there are any exhibits that have already been tendered, they need to be over here on the court reporter's desk.
Do you recall talking to the police officer when you were out on the scene?
There was some questions out on the scene.
Okay, did you ever go to the detective's office and talk to anyone?
No, the detectives came to me.
Okay, and I'm going to ask you just to refresh your memory. You can't read from there, but looking at this sheet of paper, does it refresh your memory?
Your Honor, I would object to improper impeachment. I'm not sure what the witness is looking at to refresh her memory.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you recall giving a statement to the police of what the shooter was wearing?
I said the shooter, I could remember a couple of things. I could remember seeing the shooter had pants on where I could see his underwear. I could see some gray, like from the bottom. And I said I have a recollection of a darker top. So,
Would it surprise you that you told the officer that the shooter had on a long sleeve cream top?
that would surprise me.
And you didn't give a written statement in this case, did you?
I did not give a written statement.
And you don't know if your statement to the police was recorded?
I didn't see any recording device. I didn't agree to any recording device on the side of the road.
And did you know the gentleman that was, that the doctor was performing life resuscitation?
I didn't even know he was a doctor until we were waiting to give our statements.
Did you know the gentleman that had been shot?
I did not know the gentleman who had been shot.
And did you meet with the prosecutor on this case? Prior to testimony, did you meet with the prosecutor on this case?
Are you talking about the DA and,
Yes.
and investigators? Yes, I had a meeting with the investigators.
How many times have you met with them?
I met one time with the investigator, and then I had another meeting about a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks ago.
And did they give you anything to read to refresh your memory?
I didn't have anything to read.
And did y'all, when you dealt with prosecutors, did they ever ask you about any discrepancies in your testimony as to what you may have told the police, as to what you may have told them when you were talking to them?
I was not pointed out any discrepancy. I said the man had a light face. That's all I said.
That's response to your.
Oh.
Hey, did you know where the gentleman that was holding the gun and the person that was shot, did you know where they were coming from? Did you see them get on the freeway at all?
I didn't see him get on the freeway.
Okay.
No, the people were coming from north. They were running southbound because I was going northbound on 35.
And do you know anything about their relationship at that time on November 11th, 2020?
I have no recollection of any. I don't know anything about those two men.
You're not past witness.
State,
Nothing further for the state, Your Honor.
may this witness be released?
Who would like to subject her to recall murder?
All right. Ma'am, you are free to step down right now, but stay in touch with the state and the defense in case either party needs to recall you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marissa.
State, call your next witness.
Say we call DFR Gallardo.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Thank you.
Morning.
I guess just now afternoon.
Yes, sir.
I know you're in your Class A's, but could you please introduce yourself to this jury and spell your first and last name for the court report?
My name's Ricardo Gallardo, R-I-C-A-R-D-O. Last name Gallardo, G-A-L-L-A-R-D-O. And I am a fire rescue officer, paramedic for Dallas Fire Rescue.
Gallardo, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. If I butchered, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
All right, so you're with DFR, or Dallas Fire and Rescue,
Yes, sir.
DFR for short.
Correct.
You nervous?
A little bit.
You ever testified before?
Never. First time.
All right. Well, I just want to kind of go just briefly through your training and experience with DFR. How long have you been employed with DFR?
15 years now.
And as far as training to become, what is your official role with DFR? I guess let's start there.
I'm a fire rescue officer, and I also perform paramedic duties or advanced life safety.
And is that part of the training to have both of those qualifications?
Yes, sir.
Can you just walk the jury through some of your training and experience to become a fire rescue officer as well as the paramedic status?
Fire rescue, just pretty much a fire academy, fire training, teaches you, what you do on the fire engine, fire truck. As far as the paramedic training and doing more medical calls, life-threatening calls, and some that are not so life-threatening, you go through a few months or several months of paramedic school, clinicals, and various tests to get certifications to become a paramedic.
And do y'all continue training throughout your 15 years? Have you continued to take training to keep yourself up to date?
Yes, we do quarterly training and probably a little bit more than that throughout the year to keep up with our skills.
Okay. And on November 11, 2020, do you remember that day?
I do remember most of the day, but if you were to tell me that was a day, I wouldn't have known that was the exact dates, I guess.
Do you remember or do you recall an incident responding to an individual who had been shot on the freeway I-35?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Your Honor, may I approach?
You may.
Now, I'm going to show you what's previously been published as State's Exhibit 48. Shame it's been marked as State's Exhibit number 52, which is just notice of intent to use business records. For the business records that I'm about to show you, State's Exhibit 53. Do you recognize State's Exhibit 53?
Yes, that is EPCR, which is a report of all the interventions or incident that happened that we have to fill out regarding patients, every patient that we run across.
And are these made every time you have to respond to an incident?
Yes, they are.
And are these made at or near the time of the actual incident that you've responded to?
Yes.
And does this incident, or is the incident that you responded to out on the highway reflected within State's Exhibit 53?
Yes, sir.
State would offer State's Exhibit 52 for record purposes and State's Exhibit 53 for all purposes previously tendered to the defense counsel.
No objection to 53 and 52.
52 for record purposes, 53 for all.
Thank you. State's Exhibit 53 is admitted for all purposes. State's Exhibit 52 is admitted for record purposes.
Now, DFR Gallardo, you can't read directly from this, but I'm going to ask you some questions. So if you need to refresh your memory, you can take a second to look at it and refresh your memory. But specifically on this, in Stage 48, is this the incident that you responded to on the freeway in November of 2020?
Yes, sir.
Where were you coming from that morning when, or I guess midday, about this time actually, where were you responding from to get to this location?
I don't remember if we actually got our call from the station, which is on the north side of where the incident happened, but we were traveling south on 35 to come back and go northbound 35, where the incident was assigned at.
And how would you describe y'all's ability, well, let's go through this first, I guess. In a situation where DFR are responding to where somebody has been shot, who or how many, who and how many people get dispatched to a location like that?
You get an engine and an ambulance, which would be on an engine is a 4-man crew, and an ambulance would be a 2-man crew. You get that just so you can have more hands and a little bit more help, because it is a serious call.
And that's general protocol on DFR for shooting, that an engine would respond, a 4-man crew on that engine, 2-man crew on the ambulance.
Correct.
And are all of those individuals, both on the engine as well as the ambulance, are they all trained as paramedics as well?
You would have at least two of the 4 would be paramedics as well.
Okay. So 2 paramedics on the ambulance, 2 paramedics on the engine.
Correct.
Now, when you responded out there, was it easy to get to the location where the victim was at?
No, as we were going southbound on 35, we noticed the traffic was bottleneck and it was standstill traffic. So when we turned around, we knew we had to go up an exit, and I was on the ambulance that day. We turned around and went against traffic to come back towards where the incident was.
So you went northbound in the southbound lane? Or did you go
No,
southbound?
we went southbound in the northbound 35 lanes.
And at that time, I believe there was construction, is that fair?
Honestly, I don't remember the construction just because there was so much traffic and it was already standstill, but from my time being in that area, there was plenty of construction going on throughout those years.
Sure. And once you arrived, what did you observe initially when you arrived on the scene? Was here in State's Exhibit 48, it appears to be somebody wearing scrubs, trying to do life-saving measures. What did you observe as far as the victim and what was going on with the victim when you arrived on the scene?
When the rescue arrived on scene, the fire engine had already been on scene before us.
Okay.
So they're the ones that radioed us in and said it was safe for us to come against traffic to get there. So when we got there, we had some of our members already performing CPR or trying to put pads for a monitor on the victim. I did not see this picture or this gentleman in scrubs performing any kind of life-saving activity on this gentleman. There was a previous ambulance there that I believe was private agency, and they had their stuff on the ground or on the street trying to help. But as soon as we got there, DFR took control of the situation. We took out our own equipment and started loading the gentleman onto a stretcher and into the ambulance.
Sure. And these, I think we've all probably seen them on the roadway, some of these private ambulances, they are separate and apart from Dallas Fire and Rescue.
Correct.
And so when you arrive on the scene like that, is it your preference to use your instrumentation, your stuff, as opposed to somebody else's?
Absolutely.
And why would that be?
Just protocol, and obviously we'd be more familiar with our tools and theirs.
Sure. And as far as what condition, once you arrived, and I realized there was other paramedics from the engines that were already trying to save Mr. Noble. But what did you observe as far as the state and condition of Mr. Noble at that point?
Obviously, you could tell he was pulseless and not breathing. Plenty of blood on the ground, and I mean, at that time, people's gloves and loading them on the stretcher, it's all over our equipment as well. So that's what I remember from the initial contact.
And you were in the ambulance that day.
Yes, sir.
Were you in the ambulance that transported Mr. Noble from the scene?
Yes, sir, I was.
Now, you said that he wasn't breathing and that lack of pulse, correct?
Correct.
What, in that situation, when somebody is exhibiting those symptoms, what does your protocol tell you to do as far as trying to perform any type of life-saving measure?
So we would obviously try to tend to the significant severe wounds. In this case, we would try to stop the bleeding, try to stop all the trauma that he had, and then start to perform chest compressions and go through our chest or our CPR protocol.
And at some point, did somebody perform a chest needle decompression?
Not that I recall, but I believe in situations like this, gunshot wound, it wouldn't be, you would be able to do that in this situation. But I don't recall it happening in front of me.
Do you want to check it and see if it is in those records, business records, whether or
Yes,
not
sir.
it was done? And if it refreshes your memory, let us know.
It is on there, it's marked on there, performed by another paramedic.
And what would the purpose be of a chest needle decompression?
So usually when you get trauma like this to your body, you get some air in the chest cavity that compresses against your heart and prohibits it from working the way it does, or it's supposed to. So the needle at the compression would pretty much pop that air pocket and relieve the pressure from the heart.
And what would it do in terms of internal bleeding?
It would relieve, like I said, mainly it's for relieving the pressure and help up with breathing because it would be more of a collapsed lung issue.
So if you had internal bleeding pressing down on your lungs, would that be a situation that could help?
Correct.
Once you were able to, do you recall approximately what time you were able to arrive to actually get to the scene?
No, I don't. I know it was right before lunchtime pretty much at the station.
And once he was placed, or once you're there, is he then placed on a stretcher? How does that take place? Where do you go from here?
When we got there, we came down with our equipment. Our members were already, performing chest compressions and all that. So we bring a backboard to be able to load them onto the stretcher easier, put them on a stretcher, and take them to the back of our ambulance where we have most of our equipment, or it's easier for us to work as a team. And in situations like this where it's out and open in the public, we don't want to really perform life-saving in front of everybody or the public, or too many people on the road.
Probably not a safe place either.
Correct, especially with all the traffic, correct.
Also, more tools inside the ambulance.
Correct.
Now, once you get them inside the ambulance, what measures did y'all take outside of just CPR, chest compressions?
We try to get IV established on these members so we can replenish the fluids that they've lost, in this case blood. So we try to keep them alive with that, and also try to breathe for them since they're not able to breathe on their own.
And what about sodium bicarb?
Sodium bicarb, yes sir.
What do y'all do with that?
We give it to them just to reverse certain symptoms that they might have.
And explain that if you can to the jury.
Pretty much in this case, if he's losing too much oxygen and he has bad oxygen in his body, in layman's term, we would give him that to reverse his O2 stats pretty much.
Because at this point, again, no pulse, no breathing.
Correct.
Once you have him in the back, he's on the backboard, on the stretcher, into the back of the ambulance, y'all start doing this, and then where do you go from there?
At this point, the hospital is really close to us, so we are taking them to Methodist Hospital.
And do you continue to, again, attempt to, well, I guess, regain any signs of life at that point?
Yes, we are doing continuous CPR, chest compressions, and trying to introduce various medication into his system from there to the hospital.
During the placement of him on the backboard and on the stretcher, are y'all looking to see or to identify how many times an individual has been shot?
Yes.
And did y'all do that in this case?
Yes. I don't remember the exact number of bullet holes he had.
Sure.
But we did know that there was at least more than 2 or 3.
And how did you know that?
Just visualizing him and all the blood that was being lost.
How would you describe his clothing at that moment?
He was wearing he was drenched in blood, and he was wearing a jumpsuit, tracksuit, I believe. But when we had him in the back of the ambulance, you pretty much take trauma shears and try to expose his body to identify all the wounds.
You said it was drenched?
Yes.
When you have, I mean, you don't sit there and kind of identify every single gunshot wound. Is that fair?
I mean, for the most part, we're supposed to, and we're supposed to try and at least acknowledge, the most obvious ones.
Sure. And what's the purpose of identifying those at that point?
Just to try to get the most serious ones out of the way and try to stop the bleeding on the most serious ones.
And does that also help with once you take them to the hospital?
Yes, absolutely.
And how does that help when you take them to the hospital?
Just pretty much giving a report to the staff at the hospital and letting them know exactly what we got so they can have an advantage in helping them as well.
Sure. Trying to have as much information to provide to the ER once he arrives.
Absolutely.
Now, during your transfer, were you ever able to restore any sign of life, any vitals, pulse, oxygen, anything like that?
No, sir.
Did he show any sign of life once you arrived on scene to the time that you dropped him off at the hospital?
No, sir.
And just, I'm assuming it's been marked as State's Exhibit 54. Methodist, was that the hospital that y'all ended up taking him to?
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
Yes, sir.
So State's Exhibit 54 is just a notice of business, notice of intent to use business records. State's Exhibit 55, which are the Methodist medical records for Melvin Noble. We'd offer State's Exhibit 54 for record purposes only, Your Honor, and State's Exhibit 55, Melvin Noble's hospital records for all purposes.
No objection to 55, what was the, and then 54. 54. All right.
Case Exhibit 54 is admitted for record purposes only. Case Exhibit 55 is admitted for all purposes.
Now, once you transport him to the hospital, thank you, Your Honor, permission to publish all of these to the jury?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. Of course, the jury will have the opportunity to go back and look at all of this when they go back to deliberate, but once you arrive to the hospital, explain, if you can, just that transition of being in the back of an ambulance to somebody who's not showing signs of life and now getting them to the ER. Just briefly explain that, if you don't mind.
So usually when we go to the hospital with the trauma CPR like this, we usually have 3 members in the back of the ambulance and 1 person driving us. Maybe at this time it was 4. But we're performing CPR and chest compressions the whole way over there. Our goal is not to stop. So as we're bringing him off the ambulance in the stretcher, we're still performing CPR, go in the hospital doors. Nurse pretty much tells us which room they want him in, still performing CPR. We transfer care. Doctor walks in or head nurse walks in. We give them our report, pretty much tell them gunshot here, gunshot wound here as well. We have no pulse. We've never received pulse, or we have, and then just transfer care from there.
As far as your role in this case, was that the extent of what you did in this case?
Yes, sir.
This location is in Dallas County, in the state of Texas.
Yes, sir.
I'll pass witness.
Thanks.
Sir, how should I refer to you? Sergeant or lieutenant?
No, just fire rescue officer
Okay, fire.
or paramedic.
Okay, so you were on the ambulance that arrived, is that right?
Correct.
And you indicated that your engine or the fire truck had already gotten there, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And that you guys came after the fire truck?
Yes.
Okay, and when you arrived, there were 2 people in your ambulance?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you got there, it had taken you a while to get there, is that right?
Correct.
You said there was a private agency ambulance, is that correct?
Yes, private ambulance.
A private ambulance. And so how do private ambulances get on scene?
I think they were just on the road at that time, and
I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I don't want to interrupt you.
I'm sorry.
I want to make sure I can make sure that I'm being clear with my questions.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you know how a private ambulance was performing any function before you arrived? You know how or why they were there?
I don't know that they were actually performing any function. I know that they brought down their equipment.
And so you don't, and I'm going to ask you this question, so you don't know whether or not they were doing anything?
No, ma'am, I don't.
You just notated that they were there?
Yes, with their equipment on the ground.
With their equipment on the ground. You also said that you did not see the person that's in this picture do anything. Is that correct?
I didn't see this picture or the events in this picture.
Did you see this person in the blue down on the ground? Did you see him do anything when you were there?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I
so
don't remember seeing this person.
You've never seen him before?
I don't remember seeing the person. That
Okay,
person
so
at that
once
time.
you got there, this person wasn't there?
Not that I saw.
Okay. And all of the things that you did once you got on scene are part of your protocol, is that right?
Correct.
That's in any situation that you would arrive at that maybe there were somebody was shot?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know you said you don't know how many times the person was shot, is that correct?
I don't recall how many gunshot wounds they had.
And do you recall when you went into the scene, was it chaotic?
I would say it was chaotic because we were on the highway and people had to block traffic, and there was a lot of people out of their cars, which is not normal on traffic calls.
Sure. Were there a lot of people in the scene?
Yes.
Were there a lot of
More
people?
than usual.
Okay. And I'm so sorry. I don't want to talk over you, but I don't want you to talk over me.
Oh, I'm
either,
sorry.
Okay. And the only reason is because this young lady has to take down everything that we're saying.
Absolutely.
Okay? Were there a lot of people walking through the scene?
Not when I got there. Our crew that was initially there had as well, I mean, nobody was around us at that time. So from the point that I got there was nobody walking around where the patient was and we were.
Okay, so you don't know what was going on before you arrived, right?
Correct.
There's was there law enforcement there?
I'm not sure if there was law enforcement there yet or not. I don't remember that part.
Were there law enforcement on the scene when you arrived?
I don't remember that.
So you, and I don't, the question is, was there law enforcement? And I think your answer was you don't remember.
Correct.
Okay. So you don't remember whether or not the scene had been secured by law enforcement?
Right.
You don't remember whether or not it had been blocked off by law enforcement?
It had not been blocked off with tape or anything by law enforcement when we got there.
And there were people that, at least prior to you getting there, were driving through the scene?
I mean, the traffic was blocked completely.
Okay.
So there was no driving, no cars going by us when we were there.
As you were trying to get him on the stretcher, is that
Correct.
right? When you left, had the police arrived yet?
I don't know. I was in the back of the ambulance, unable to look outside.
Okay, so you don't know whether or not even at that point the scene had been secured?
Right.
You don't know whether or not any of the evidence had been collected?
Right.
You don't know whether or not anything had been preserved?
Right.
Do you know anything about how this person came to be shot?
No.
Do you know anything about who this person was?
Oh, no, not at the time.
Did you have any information about the car that this person was in?
No, ma'am.
Do you know anything about another car?
No.
Do you know anything about a third car?
No, ma'am.
Do you know anything about multiple people?
No.
So you don't know anything about anything?
That's argumentative.
Sustained.
May I rephrase? You don't know anything about what occurred?
You talking about now or at the time?
I'm talking about at the time only.
At the time, no. Obviously, we knew it was a victim that had gunshot wounds, and that's what we were tending to.
Okay, and I want to make sure that this is clear. Everything that you testified to today, is that from what you know back then, or are you testifying about things that you've learned since?
Things that I saw with my own eyes when I showed up on scene.
So you're testifying about things that you knew back then?
Yes, ma'am.
Not things that you've learned since?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And then have you met with the prosecutors in this case?
I have.
How many times?
Once.
And when was that?
Sometime this year, maybe a couple months ago, a few months
Okay.
ago.
And did they tell you anything about the allegations here today?
Can you explain allegations? What do you mean by the allegations?
Did they tell you anything about the fact there was a trial going on?
Oh, yes.
Somebody's accused of something?
Yes.
Okay. What did they tell you about it?
There's a shooting going on, and there was a trial going on murder.
Okay, sorry. Did they give you any details about who anybody was involved?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'll pass the witness at this time.
Steve?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
All right, need this witness be released?
No objections.
Defense?
No objection.
All right, thank you, sir. You're free to leave.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's 12:32 now. Let's take a 1 hour lunch break and be back at 1:32. Remember, you are still under my instruction. Do not discuss your testimony with anybody. Do not talk to anybody else or each other about what you heard so far, because you haven't heard all the evidence, and you should not begin to deliberate, okay? All right, thank you.
All rise.
Great. Y'all can sit down. Do we have any exhibits on that side?
I just double checked, Your Honor. I was- You let me know if you're missing anything.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Want to make everybody's life easier if I can.
you want to go in there?
All right, like you, John, I'm there to open, and, y'all back at the call. I'm sorry, 1:30.
I can give you my card, or I can give you David's office, whatever.
Sorry.
Yo, 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 what up with it? Maud James, I see you. Big homie Slim, I see you. Mr. 610GO, I see you. What up with y'all? OGG. I see y'all. I appreciate y'all. Miss Uval, what's up? Shade of Sash, what up? Sean Puffy Combs. This ain't your case, nigga. What up? The real Kewon White. Oh my God, it's Kewon White in this bitch. Yeah, boy, if I ain't gonna lie, I'm doing too much work. Boy, if I'd have seen that nigga. Kewon White, what up? The car doctor from East Baltimore. Shout out to B More. Y'all already know how I feel about Baltimore, man. I got family out there, so shout out. What's up, Chevy? I see you. And that's as far up as to let me. XO Mill sent to stop hiding. No, sent to hiding. What up, y'all? That's as far up as to let me go. Super duper salute to y'all. Slim Jones say, take that. Sean Puffy Combs dropping the baby oils in the chat. Y'all boys, wow, man. Shout out to y'all. I see y'all. Hey, what we gonna do though? We gonna take lunch while they take lunch, cause I got some work to do and I gotta keep working and I need this computer device. All right, we will be back after lunch though. We are keeping watch, y'all. We got Rainwater possibly taking the stand. We got Keefy D possibly taking the stand, but their court doesn't start till 7 p.m. Eastern time. 4 p.m. if you out on the West Coast, 5 if you in the middle, mother effer. Shout out to y'all. Most aggravating chat in the game, most appreciated chat in the world. I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. We gonna get up out of here though, because we got work to do. We coming back. So hey, come back. Super duper salute to y'all. Let's go.